So we need to talk about the Sims Summit. EA hyped this event for a long time and many Simmers thought it was The Sims 5, which it was, kind of. And then of course we have the Infants update coming out soon. Oh, and we have 2 brand new expansion packs announced. Oh, and 2 brand new kits were leaked. Despite that, I can't help but feel like everything is quiet. Too quiet. EA gave us what was supposed to be the game changer for The Sims 4. The base game came out for free. That's right, anyone and everyone can get the game for free. They even uploaded a brand new trailer for the game, which I'm using as B-roll now. EA haven't released any figures for how many downloads the game has got, but at face value, it doesn't really seem like that many. If anything, interest in The Sims 4 has probably dropped. What was once a thriving community of players is now just remnants of a few players fighting for social justice on the storm known as Twitter. I, along with many other Sims content creators, haven't really seen a spike in viewership or subscribers. Even barely any of the major gaming news sites haven't really touched on The Sims 4 becoming free. What on earth is going on? In one day, we got the biggest Sims news we've had for years, being the early test stage of The Sims 5. We finally got an announcement of the freedom of babies with the brand new Infants Life stage. We got 2 new packs released. It's just nobody really cares. The Sims 4 has categorically been the most controversial titles in recent gaming history. I cannot think of one singular game, apart from Cyberpunk, which has received this much backlash. Our Sim is just so tired of EA's shallow attempts to keep this cash cow going that even the hardcore fans have just given up. I mean, thinking about all of the hype surrounding the new free base game update, all of this hype was screamed at from the Sims social media platforms, who happen to cater to people who already own the game, which is silly in itself. I remember when The Sims 3 first came out and I saw billboards and ads on bus stops everywhere advertising the game, and for The Sims 4 we didn't really get that hype. And you think now of all times they'd actually put a lot of effort into reaching out to more people who could be potential players, but they seem to focus all of these advertisements on the current players, which doesn't make any sense because they already own the game. They don't care the base game is free. If anything, they're annoyed. I mean, don't get me wrong, according to Google, interest in The Sims 4 has spiked. It's just clearly this spike has come from the bit of news that's delivered to the existing players rather than the new ones. And then of course we have the brand new roadmap, or the lack thereof. We got hints of 2 new packs. They were very vague hints. We got a couple of screenshots and a couple of cast and build buy items, but that's really it. Usually the Sims team are not bad at setting pack expectations. Usually they release a roadmap of a brand new game pack or expansion pack followed by 2 new kit announcements, but instead we just got some vague screenshots without really any indication of what they actually are. Based on the underwhelming response from the high school year's release, is it that EA are just putting off releasing more packs for now and focusing on the long overdue base game updates, such as the new Infants update, or are they just going through a phase? Either way, it is clear to see that it's not going the best for EA right now. Especially seeming that we're coming up to Black Friday and Christmas time, you'd expect a little bit more of a push, or perhaps that's just what EA is waiting for, who knows. But what we do know is, right now, The Sims 4 is in trouble. Although weirdly, we did receive a statement from EA, which is that with The Sims 4 base game going free, the Sims team is more dedicated than ever to developing new and meaningful experiences for players, and will continue to develop and release packs, kits, and Sims Delivery Express drops in the foreseeable future. It's great that they're more dedicated than ever before. I mean, look at how dedicated they were with the release of My Wedding Stories, and look how well received that pack was. Okay, that that was catty of me, I apologize. Max's employees are still humans. I apologize. But what I'm getting at is, the Sims team have had a lack of transparency in the recent years. It's something that a lot of Simmers have complained about recently, and the base game just isn't getting the hype that they expected. I do think releasing a roadmap for the next packs coming out will be a great start. It's already overdue. Who knows, they may just be taking a lot of time with this brand new Infants base game update. Of course, I assume that EA employees are not being paid to do nothing. I heard EA is one of the worst video game publishers as an employer in the world, so that cannot be the case. If anything, they're probably working too hard. We just don't know what they're working on right now. EA, if you're listening, please just announce the 2 brand new kits. They've already been partially leaked anyway. The strawberry kit and the coffee and envelope kit, just tell us what they are. As most of us already know, The Sims 4 does have competition, which is Paralives. Although Paralives isn't set to be a direct competitor of The Sims 4, it is unintentionally a competitor. The Sims 4 has been the only life simulation game out for basically years. Now finally, a little little bit more competition is stepping up, and EA do need to set their Plumbusy up too. We do obviously have the Sims 5 sneak peek. It is extremely early access. The final game will look absolutely nothing like this early access, I'm very much sure. What we do know is the reason why The Sims 4 is so messed up as it is now because EA tried to apply a multiplayer online model to it. They're funnily enough doing the exact same thing with The Sims 5, so they haven't learned their lesson. But for now, The Sims 4 has years left of it. EA has already confirmed it's got years left of it. They need to step it up because fans, including me, including most of you guys in my comment section and other content creators and other people on other platforms such as Reddit have all said time and time again, The Sims 4 is dying. You shouldn't beat a dead horse while it's down, but that seems to be what EA's doing. In my personal speculative opinion that is alleged, I do believe that The Sims 4 was dropping in a lot of sales for DLC. Releasing the base game for free is a great update to that. In fact, it's a trend that we're seeing across the gaming industry in general right now. Obviously, recently Overwatch 2 was recently released. The first Overwatch game was a paid game, you had to pay for it, whereas now it's completely free. Many video game companies across the board are making this transition, and that's just because it's so much more successful. So I get why EA have done it. It's just I don't get why there's no hype. We all know The Sims 4 is a shallow game, and that's because you and me play the game a lot of the time. But new people who have never played the game before are quite naive and they don't know that. So that can't be a reason why they're not really buying or playing the game. Obviously, The Sims 4 right now does have a lot of performance issues that are pretty severe for a lot of players, especially if you own a lot of the packs. So could it just be that a lot of people are put off doing it because they genuinely don't have the right hardware? Of course, you can get the game on console, but it's a lot better on PC. Having said that, these days most people don't have gaming PCs. They have tiny little laptops or pathetic iMacs that can't really run games. Yes, that was a dig at Apple. Your iMacs and MacBooks are terrible for playing games on. I just don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. EA doesn't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. In regards to the release of the brand new trailer, somebody said the base is free because you have to pay for 90% of the rest of the game. Getting The Sims 4 for free is like going to the store just to get a plastic bag. Best trailer of all Sims 4 time. I love the music. Well, at least not everybody on the internet is a bitch. And on the subject of not being a bitch, I think it is nice to look at the positives because for so long, Simmers have complained, don't give us any more packs, we don't want to be upsold any more DLC, all we want is base game updates. I think it's really, really great that EA are now giving us the Infants update for free, and they've announced that they're going to be doing free content updates every single month on top of that. And of course, we're going to get some base game updates every single time a brand new pack comes out. It always happens. So I wouldn't say The Sims 4 is totally dead, as in like dead forever. Maybe the Sims team are just gonna go full on Ambrosia on us and revive themselves. Who knows? That was a very niche Sims joke. I don't know how many of you are gonna get that joke. For now, at least, I will say the game is in its dead era. It's been in its dead era for a very, very long time. But we could slowly start to see the game coming out of its dead era. It's just something that we're gonna have to wait and see. Unfortunately, a lot of base game updates recently have been pretty terrible. Yes, I'm looking at you, Curved Walls update. You were a monstrosity. Yes, Wants and Fears base game update. You were also a monstrosity. So I don't have my hopes up for Infants just yet, but I think it's important to take it as a good sign that at least EA are trying to revive the game. Even if they are doing it to make money, at least they're doing it, and at least as players we do somewhat benefit from it. Although it's not all doom and gloom, one thing I personally am very, very excited about is the brand new news that Sims 4 mods are finally getting official integration. EA have at least recognized that modders are an integral part of the Sims community and really, really make the game special. This is via a platform called CurseForge. I've actually explained every single thing that's going to be happening, so if you don't know what CurseForge is, if you don't know how it's going to affect you, make sure you check out this video. See you in the next one.